That's my fake snoring.
I was wondering what that was about.
Good morning, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good evening. Welcome to being here.
So what are you snoring about?
Can you handle Niksen? Niksen.
And what is Niksen?
The Dutch term for doing nothing.
I don't know.
You know, because we work hard, we play hard. Can we tolerate that? This episode, take a breather. Let's just relax into being here. We have a couple of amazing guests behind the scene. We have an amazing producer, Michelle. Shout out to you and all the producers who bring being here to the world. Let's rest.
Can I have a sip of espresso?
Why not? We can do both.
Hey,
rev it up
good.
and relax it down. Before we did this episode, I just our cat baby was lounging on. We have a wicker couch behind us with, lovely fluffy pillows and a comfy. I'm like, she's laying there. How about me? So I picked her up. I put her on my lap. I laid down. Oh, we stretched out and just hung out and did nothing for about 20 minutes. It was very, very sweet. Let's listen today, shall we?
Listen.
It's so relaxing if you're here for it. When I was laying there, I heard the occasional bird. I heard our air purifier doing its thing, cleaning the pollen out of the air. I occasionally heard you downstairs. It was so sweet. Sometimes we don't just stop and listen. We drive ourselves forward to get to where we think we should be.
All the while negating the current moment of our life where well-being resides. Mm. Anyway, let's take our first guest.
Why not? Let's play. Christine, welcome to being here. Tell people where you're zooming in from.
Hello, I'm Christine and I'm zooming in from Schkuhl in Switzerland.
Say the name again.
Schkuhl. It's S-S-C-U-O-L.
Schkuhl.
Schkuhl. Schkuhl. Schkuhl.
Whatever.
How fun is that? Try and make my mouth do something wholly new.
Yeah, it was a bit tricky for me too to get this pronunciation. And in this area, they have a couple of interesting things.
I mean, dialects?
Yeah. Like they would have another village next to ours is Fan, which is F-T-A-N. So they have these. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like fun. Okay.
Fun, right? True.
So what can we do for you today, my dear?
So first of all, I would like to say I was so tired today during the day, and before when I signed in and we were doing the preparation for the recording, and I just got so relaxed and awake, and that was quite nice.
Yeah, sometimes I get more tired when I'm driving myself to be different or to get something done that doesn't want to happen just yet. Because here you are and nothing's required of you. Just being here is enough, and poof, your energy returns.
I like that. I was thinking about the Niksen thing or doing nothing. I think my first thought was, I'm pretty okay in doing nothing. And then I realized I was on the plane 2 days ago for around 4 hours. And I had so many things on my mind. And at the same time, I was very tired. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to try and sleep. I couldn't sleep. I took my phone again. I was listening something and it was going back and forth. So in a way, there was this being tired at the same time, not allowing myself to rest or not to engage in something. And then I was wondering, I was asking myself what makes a difference. Like sometimes I just can chill, look out of the window and literally do nothing, and sometimes not. And I just, before I thought maybe it's in moments where my mind is very busy, it's hard for me to relax, and versus in other moments, it comes more natural to Niksen. Yeah, so I just had this thought I wanted to share or speak about.
Yeah, I think that's true. Sometimes it's more natural to let go or easier to let go, and other times our minds tend to be quite busy. But I also have the feeling that you can step on a plane and have the idea that if you just sit there and look out the window, it's wasted
Yeah.
time. That it's not okay just
Yes.
to do nothing.
Yeah, because there's so much time, and I thought I could think about the past week and take some. I was on a basically yoga training retreat something, and I got so much, and I just thought I could take some notes. And I started a couple of things, but nothing really. Yeah, I was just too tired, and
It's interesting. You've talked about tired multiple
yes,
times.
yes.
What if I'm too tired is code for I don't wanna?
Haha.
I mean, you may have been too tired,
Mm.
but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
when I put my feet up before this episode, before the recording, I wasn't particularly tired. I know you took a break also. Were you particularly tired, or were you just ready for a break?
I thought I wanted to sleep, but sleep did not come.
Mhm. So we hung out. Were you
Hmm.
watching videos? Were you playing solitaire? What were you
I
up
was
to?
watching videos. I was watching beautiful young women dive from high heights into swimming pools.
Oh, nice.
They got the sweetest bodies. See, I'm terribly chauvinistic. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I like what you said about being tired, code for not wanting.
There
Yeah.
are times where I'm on an airplane and I hear somebody tapping along at their computer, or they brought work with them. But I've come to recognize for myself that that can, and even when I can get on the internet, now you can get on the internet on
Right.
flights. I don't do it. I don't even often watch movies. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I read a book, sometimes I sleep. I find sitting confined in that chair an opportunity to just let go, and pre-planning what I should do uh, falls away,
Yes.
because I have enough recognition that that driving forward should thing um, is generally working on myself, but being here is far more pleasant.
Hmm. Yeah, I just when you said that, I lost my what came to my mind before.
The other,
It was.
go ahead.
I think it was something. Yeah, now it's back. Like if tired is code for not wanting, then there is quite some things I might not want, and
Well,
that's a bit like, oh no. Like
okay.
feeling bad for not wanting this or that, or maybe saying no. I guess it's this saying no to as well, no?
Well, I wouldn't make it mean
I would make a
anything.
new rule.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you're genuinely tired.
Yes.
Sometimes I am genuinely tired, and other
Yes.
times I just don't want to do anymore. I've had enough. The other day, Shai and I had a day where I had the idea that there were all of these projects that I should do, and I didn't want to. And we had a intimate interlude. We spent time with each other, and then I took a nap. And then he went to the store and went grocery shopping. I'm like, I'm just gonna stay here. And I let go of all of the list of things to be done, what I thought I should accomplish, the idea that resting during the day was lazy, and lazy equals something not positive.
Yeah.
I was shocked at how, when I fully let go of everything, the following day, I accomplished more in one day of certain types of projects that had been in the works and I'd done in a couple of months. It was easy to do if I didn't keep working on it.
Well, you know, you talk about this doing nothing. You know, I'm of an age now that most people retired 15 years ago or more.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have that much to do, even though I still work, but I mean, I'm not doing that much. I think I should.
You do so? You think?
I think
You still okay.
I think I should work more.
Well, of course he does that. You shouldn't be surprised by that, Christine. His thought processes are not particularly different than they were 10 years ago,
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Or yours.
Yeah.
You think about the same things over and over again. We all do.
True.
But I find it interesting in that most people my age, they don't have a specific job to go to anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's really difficult to give up projects to just hang out.
Mm-hmm.
If I say to Ariel, I want to take a nap, then I feel guilty for wanting to take a nap in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
It's like I should want to do more.
I should want, yeah. I can definitely I can see this. I should want to do more. I like this expression. Yeah, totally.
I love it when Shia takes naps when he wants to take a nap. There's something, it's almost like a freedom to fly. If there, it's not a whole lot different than when recently, we have this huge bird feeder. And over the years,
we bought it about 30 years ago, and it's just over the years it's deteriorated, and so it needed to be rebuilt.
And it also got deteriorated over the years because bears took it apart a few times and Shai put it back together.
Okay.
So it was ready to go. And when we got back from working in Hamburg last, Shai took a look at it and he's like, I'm going to fix that. And
it reached a point where I had to fix it.
We had to fix it or scrap it. And it was pretty complex to put together. It has counterweights in the middle because it helps it when you put in.
It takes about 10 kilos of bird seed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
quite a bit.
Yeah, it's big. And so he got so involved in it. It was fascinating to watch his passion, but it's similar experience for me knowing that he's taken care of and fully involved when he takes a nap as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't really matter what you do. The specifics of what you do doesn't matter, that you are engaged in what you do, so it's satisfying and fulfilling. That's what's cool.
So that you're wholeheartedly being you in whatever you're up to.
That's right. So your engagement is not, you're not distracted by your thoughts.
Yes.
doing something else. I should be, you know, those I should be's.
Yeah, my partner, he's really good at taking naps. Sometimes I think like that's so cool. When we have day off, like at noon or a little bit later, he just sleeps and sleeps for an hour, sometimes longer, and it's just so clear for him. And I'm like, yeah, but I could do this and that and this. So it's really, I like actually that he takes himself the permission or whatever. He just does it and likes it and doesn't do like a big deal out of it. That's nice. And I had this experience recently when I was on this retreat. We started around 8 in the morning, and usually when I'm at home, I have my coffee before. There's the dog, I might go out, so there's something I sort of need to do. And there I was just like, I didn't even set an alarm. I woke up at 7 or something, and it was I was so relaxed, just lying in bed and listening to the birds and everything, and I had no pressure to move faster, and that was really nice. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's really interesting. I'm having an ocular migraine, and I've watched it go from a very small section of my visual, and now it's spreading out, getting bigger and bigger.
Ocular migraines are an interesting phenomena where it generally registers as if it's in one eye, but it really is in both, where you get wavy. It's not pain related. It's
Have you ever seen Star Trek?
No.
You've never seen Star Trek? Well, I can't use the analogy.
Okay.
But when a spaceship on Star Trek comes out of cloaking where it's hidden,
Yeah.
everything gets wavy and then it shows up. Well, a section of my visual reality is wavy right now.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt anything. It can happen.
Okay.
You're overtired
Okay.
or
Drinking a lot of coffee has something to do with it.
well, maybe, you know, what can you
Maybe
do?
I'll just have to keep experimenting.
With coffee.
Right.
Yeah. You know, the other we put together this particular episode also after.
Well, what's interesting about this particular episode is we're actually not doing anything right now.
No,
we're just hanging out.
Well, one of the researchers into Niksen discovered that people who have it as part of their culture seem to be more satisfied, in particular when you can get together with friends and do Niksen or nothing.
Well, you know, we noticed that this year and past year in Costa Rica, we didn't have any
plans, activities.
Right. There was no program of activities that we needed to do or we did as a routine.
Yeah.
And it was
my goodness,
the most profound Costa Rica ever. And it wasn't because we were trying to be profound. It's profound happened in nothing.
Hanging out or even
maybe just hanging out.
Yeah.
All you really need to do. I mean, I don't think when we first showed up here on this planet as human beings, we had plans to start up our computers
and do our emails and read our inbox.
Right.
There's something you said about when you're at home and how it differs from when you're on this yoga retreat. And I just wanted to mention it because, for instance, you have a dog and the dog has some requirements that you need outside to, you know, use the bathroom or to take a run. And, it, you know, in the morning is after being overnight, it's time to do it. Somehow in there, you you're holding it as a to-do or a chore, or there's some pressure involved in that.
Yeah.
And our cat is a very interesting critter in that she gets it in her head that we should feed her during the middle of the night. And in the early times or the early years, we would lock her in the bathroom where her food is during the night so she wouldn't bother us. I have got, and she is very clever. She comes, she like pats my face, or she stomps down my body, or she runs around and makes noise, or she'll breathe in my ear. She has a whole different, she'll nibble my nose. She has a whole range of things. And sometimes I'll get up and I'll go in there, and Shia has already been up and has already fed her,
Yeah.
or she still has food. I have created somehow in myself the reality that this is a privilege, as opposed to, oh my God, the cat is getting up again. And sometimes I like to just lay there and make her work for it. And sometimes I get up immediately, or sometimes I anticipate it comes and goes. But it's all like a game as opposed to a chore.
A chore means something
Some kind of work that you have to do.
Yeah.
Something I
Yeah.
have to do, something I get to do.
Yeah.
And every once in a
Yeah,
while,
that's a nice perspective to see it. True.
I mean, sometimes I'll be like, Shia,
Go.
Well, she doesn't come on me.
no, she only comes.
Interesting.
She doesn't try to wake me up. She
But
wakes
that's
me up. It's because sometimes I hear her and I open my eyes and I look, and she's standing on Ariel trying to wake Ariel. It has anything to do with me.
Animals are just so amazing. Like,
Yeah. We recently played a game because she'll come and she'll lay on me. She'll come up and in the bed, even if Shia's there next to me. So we swapped sides so that Shia laid on my side of the bed. She won't lay on us if we're under the duvet. We have to be on top of the bed with a little light blanket. It's her deal. So we swapped sides, and Shia, she came and laid on Shia. So it really is that side of the bed. We could always swap that.
Well, if you want to sleep on my side.
Nah.
Nah.
It's all good.
Nice.
Really fun being with you today.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, you look
Thank
well.
you for having me.
It's sweet. Thank you for being here and lending your presence to all of our listeners.
Thanks for hanging out.
That was our pleasure.
I like that.
Niksen together really works.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
It's time for our listener feedback spotlight.
Okay, so here we go.
We're going to hear from one of our listeners about how transformation has impacted her life or his life. Let's see.
Yeah. And if you'd like to learn more about what we're up to, you could register for any of our upcoming virtual courses.
Or sign up for our newsletter. Just visit
transformationmadeeasy.com.
It really is easy.
It is easy if you know the way.
Here is Renate in Biesserach, Switzerland. And what I love about transformation is, like, even if it's on a podcast or on an article or on a Living Made Easy, I get in touch with myself. I discover to like myself and to just relax and discover all those magical things around here in this world. I love it. Thank you so much.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shia's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
I invite you to any of our upcoming seminars. Our 2-hour seminars on Mondays, Tuesdays, Saturdays, occasionally a Wednesday, but
We call them Living Made Easy.
yeah, Living Made Easy.
You know, it's a lot easier when life isn't full of problems. Problems happen when you disagree with the way your life is showing up. And most people do disagree when it doesn't turn out the way they would prefer.
So
it's a real gift when you can start to include how your life is showing up as though it's your idea.
And fun to get together with, I don't want to say like-minded, but other people in our community who have an interest in living made easy.
We're interested in living in the current moment of their lives rather than worrying about a future that hasn't gotten here or worrying about a past that's already gone by.
Recently, we had a new person who came and she said, wow, you all are so kind and inclusive and nice. And toward the end, she was talking about how her cheeks hurt from smiling and that it reminded her of the day she got married. She was so happy her cheeks hurt from being
the only problem is she's gotten a divorce
since then, but so she hasn't felt it in a while. So we were happy to provide that for her. It may not be a problem she got a divorce. Sometimes those things are a really good thing. I'm so glad you got a divorce.
That's true.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be with me.
That's true.
Our upcoming weekends.
This is sounding good.
Yes, we have an in-person weekend coming up in New Jersey at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The theme.
Creativity and intuition.
Yeah, creativity and
intuition. Creativity and intuition.
Transformational time and project management is virtual and it's in September.
Right.
It's on Zoom on September 28th and 29th.
And Costa Rica 2025 is available for those who have participated with us in a weekend seminar.
Anytime in this calendar year.
So if you want to come to a true paradise and watch the blue morphos fly by as you sit by a stream that has cold water in it, and then hot water and cold water and hot water, because you have these intrusions of thermal water from the volcanoes. It's a little wild. Then come join us.
All right.
In a magical paradise-like place.
Why not?
Yes.
Let's take our next.
She's magical.
Yeah, speaking of magical.
Yes.
Welcome, Dagmar.
Hi, Dagmar.
Hi there. This is Dagmar. I'm calling in from Hamburg today.
I'm assuming it's not Hamburg, Pennsylvania.
No, it's Hamburg, Germany. That's true. The slightly bigger one.
Pennsylvania is about 60 miles to the west of us.
You know, Julie, who comes to seminars, who's the principal in the Bronx, grew up in Hamburg, Pennsylvania.
She did?
Yeah.
She did.
Wow. Okay. So she's from Hamburg, just from a different Hamburg. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hi. It's so good to see you. And the topic of this show just, I felt a connection to that. It really drew me in because for the longest time, I used to have the story that I'm not good at doing nothing at all. Like, I'm good at doing lots of things and at driving myself quite hard and getting things done. And I am good at all of that. But I think I'm also not as bad at doing nothing as I used to think.
Well, you're good at doing what you know how to do, but you haven't learned how to do nothing really, in that the culture you come from is very industrious.
Yeah, that's true.
And so people have a very strong work ethic, and Somehow, if you're not doing something, it would appear as though you're lazy or not very intelligent or something to that effect. So,
Yes, not a good person, I guess.
not a good person. That's right.
Well, you have to do your part.
That's right.
Yeah.
You definitely don't come from a culture that was so hot in the middle of the day, it required long siestas just for people to survive.
That is very true. Yeah, we don't get that, you know. It's like to us, I think that seems lazy to lie down in the middle of the day and not be productive. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, we used to go fishing down in Argentina.
Mhm.
And so we'd fish in the morning, and then you'd have a 4 hour break in the middle of the day to
Like
take
of a
a
big
nap.
meal,
Have a big meal,
4 hour
take a nap.
break.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just not in our culture to do that.
Mm.
And
Then dinner was like at 10 or 11 at night. So that was always like, what? No, I can't do a full dinner back. It was, I had a different rhythm.
Yeah, yeah,
we operate differently.
Yeah.
I would have a different rhythm too, I think. Yeah, that's but you know, sometimes sorry.
You know, you need to be kind to yourself when you discover that there may be something you need to do, like take a nap.
Or something that you haven't seen before that is a different rhythm.
Yeah.
But you were going to say something. What was that?
Oh, good question. I don't know. It just slipped out of my mind. I think yeah, now it came back. It had something to do with taking naps because sometimes I do take a nap in the middle of the day and then it feels really luxurious, you know, like I'm treating myself to something. And then sometimes the voice that's in there, like, you should be more productive, you know, it's still, yeah, it's still there.
Well, it's a recording.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like going to the playlist on your smartphone and being surprised that you still have all the same songs in your playlist.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my songs.
Even if you haven't listened to them for a while.
They're still there. They're pre-recorded. They're downloaded, and then on shuffle they come up. Or
When they do.
Yeah.
If they do.
Well, one of the things that I connect in my mind with doing nothing was Costa Rica this year. And you've mentioned that before, but it felt so utterly wonderful not to do anything and just enjoy myself and everybody else around me. It just felt magical to experience that.
I can't remember who suggested this to me, but I was in the river, and as Shai mentioned, the river is, cool water, but there are areas where the earth splits enough to release this geothermal heated hot water. So there are areas that are warm and there are areas that are very hot. And it's not like it's always a stream going in there. They're like little releases. And someone recommended to me that I just lay back in the water in kind of a poolish area in the river and listen. So I laid back and I had my eyes open. And so it happened to be a sunny day. So that there was this canopy of trees that was swaying in the breeze. And I'm listening, and you hear the sound of water running over rocks because it was below a little waterfall. But I could hear the release of the bubbles of hot water as they were releasing around me, and it wasn't consistent. You could hear it go. It was amazing to just give myself permission to listen to the hot water bringing itself into the river.
That sounds amazing.
You put a pressure on yourself.
Dr. Dagmar.
Yes. You put a pressure on yourself to accomplish more, as though more is better.
Yes.
I know you're in the midst, I know you have your doctorate in English, and I know you're in the midst of getting another master's because you just have a passion for learning. It'd be really interesting to see for the rest of the process of this master's program, and as you write your dissertation and whatnot, if you can allow yourself to express yourself rather than drive yourself to accomplish succeeding and getting a master's when you cross the finish line.
You know what? Your timing is so perfect, because I feel that I had moments of that, expressing myself recently, because I got to think, like, there is the topic that I'm working on, and there are components where I really have to figure out how they go together, and there is some overlap, and I have to, I really have to figure out some of the details and how they match and define things, and like really get my brain wrapped around that. And it's fun, and I love it. I love thinking about things on that level. So that was that just truly enjoying it. But around that, I can also feel myself, the other part that you mentioned, the getting things done and accomplishing something and driving myself towards, finishing the thesis and then having another degree. So that's in the mix as well. But yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Getting the degree will be an accomplishment, and there'll be this momentary woohoo, great joy of having accomplished it. But very shortly thereafter, it will have no value at all.
Which is not to undermine your achievement at all. It's
but the accomplishment of goals does not produce well-being or satisfaction.
like, for instance, you are currently sitting in a very lovely apartment. Probably when you were searching for a new apartment, when you found that one, there was like and now it's just a given.
But you know what's interesting when you say that? When we have people come to our house who haven't been here, I start appreciating our house again because I can see it through their eyes. But it becomes normal, you see. Yeah. Life becomes, oh, well, this is just the way it is.
Yeah. I have an idea about these different layers of things that you're working on for your thesis, and the way you're seeing things overlap, and you talk about how excited you are to figure it out. As you talk about it, I see your face get a little scrunched, like you're trying to figure it out. I'm wondering if there's the possibility of not figuring anything out, but being with it and also letting go of it and being with it until the answers emerge.
But using your eyes more than your thoughts.
Your being. I mean, I have a feeling that there are times where, like, you'll focus on something and then you'll go off and you'll be taking a shower and the answer comes.
Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
There's this thing where if you need a job, frequently you grab the first thing that comes along because you need a job. But if you can wait, then the perfect job may show up. But you just have to wait long enough for it to find it, or for it to find you. It's like relationship in a way.
Yeah, I recently had the privilege to hang out with a friend who was asking her school administrator for permission to come to Costa Rica, and she had written a letter
request
that to that administrator, laying out that it was a communication leadership event, which is true, and wanted me to take a look at it. And it was very fun to play with her because it wasn't a request. She said, I hope you'll consider my request, but she never requested to go. It was very fun. And, you know, we tweaked it and we played with it. And then what was really fun, Dagmar, was I had her read it to me out loud. And this is what I do with Shia. If I'm reading Shia a blog that I've written out loud, he starts thinking about fly fishing, or he starts looking at something on the wall, or he leaves in his thoughts. It's not like, will you listen to me? It's like, oh, what's wrong? Something's off in this sentence. So I had her read it to me, and I'm like, no, wait a minute. Did you really mean to say that? Do you really care what her weekend was like? Or is that a manipulation? And she's like, you're right. So it was so much fun to have it be a clean request, so that at the end, the person will say yes or no. And there you go. It was just, it for me was a lot of doing nothing. And we were writing a very, in some way truthful, but it wasn't a complex document, but it was very complete. So it would create a picture of what she was trying to communicate in a way that her administrator could be fully informed and answer in a way that worked for her school. It was really cool.
You know what just dawns on me? Oh, it's so cool to talk to you guys. It just, you know, two things that I've never put together. One is taking care of people in, you know, how I address things, how I write stuff, how I do stuff at school, you know, just to make sure that everything runs smoothly and I really take care of the people around me. So that's so far has always been very separate from the writing that I'm doing for my thesis. So I just realized that it's kind of the same thing, you know, because when I'm taking care of my readers there, you know, making sure that they understand, then it'll be clear.
Right. And if you do that with your thesis, then your thesis will be clear.
Yeah.
Because as we were writing this thing, she would make a statement and then my mind would go, but what about? And it was really important that she answer, like I've already spoken with my head of department and gotten the sign off. So if it works for you, it works for him. So that, and it was like following protocol, I approached him first. So now she knows that it's done, it's signed off, but it's all having to do with you. And so it was like, it was so much fun to put the pieces in that took care of her administrator. And I have a feeling as you're writing your thesis, if you're just expressing yourself in a way that takes care of your reader, you're going to have fun. They're going to have fun. It'll be a success. And, you know, before we know, you may even be a double doctorate because you love learning and expressing.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Oh, yeah, I love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
And you know, thank you for stepping in today. I know that we had a cancellation for one of our guests and you stepped in short dated and really fun playing with you.
The topic really kind of drew me, you know, there must have been something about that just kind of spoke to me through, you know, the universe just kind of aligned that way that it all worked out. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You know, if you want to be a guest on being here, you're welcome to. You can send us an email and we'll set up a time. You can see what episodes are upcoming. You can subscribe to this podcast and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, go ahead and register, sign up for our newsletter, get blogs and videos and all sorts of fun information from us in your inbox. We also have a subscription series, Living Made Easy on Demand. It's pretty easy. You sign up for a year and each week you get video of us having a conversation with someone in your inbox. And each month you get a new blog from us. You can find out about all the things we have to offer on our website.
TransformationMadeEasy.com.
Next week's episode
is.
But I'm not prejudiced.
Of course not.
We'll be back next week.
So come on back and don't miss being here.